From Whittles Field, this is Archbishop Spalding Lacrosse. Today, the Cavaliers step into conference play, their A-Conference opener against the Lakers of Boys Latin. Glenn Clark flying solo today, this despite the fact that I took my monthly shower yesterday, so I'm a little confused as to why all of my friends have abandoned me, but it is great to be with you, and it is a huge, huge game as the Cavaliers enter 5-2 on the year, 3 straight wins, including an 18-10 victory against Everest Academy last Wednesday. But it is a big-time step up in competition against the Lakers. A disappointing season in conference play a year ago for Archbishop Spalding, but a team with more experience, expected to be ready to step up. This is where they will be truly tested. We get things underway. Cavaliers attacking left to right on your internet dial here in the first quarter. Ryan Criswell at the dot against Parker Hoffman. Criswell comes in 60.4% on the season. Hoffman 65%. The future North Carolina Tar Heel. Big, big matchup. Navy versus North Carolina at the dot, and we are underway, and it's Criswell who gets the best of it, and he's looking to attack right out of the chute, but throws it away, trying to connect with Brady Mollett. Starters for the Cavaliers today on the attack, Mollett as well as Joey Matassa and Grady Swiderski. The midfield, Jake Wolf along with Connor Wilbur and Jack Newell. And defensively, Sawyer Grant, Dylan Newell, Brock La Rochelle. Cavaliers will get it right back, of course, in goal. Jacob Newman. And the lead shot, and the first goal of the day belongs to Mollett. Great work in transition off the restart. Brady Mollett with his first goal today, his 9th of the season. And not even 30 seconds in, the Cavaliers draw first blood here in A-Conference play. Right back to the dot, and a face-off violation this time against Criswell. First of the first half on Archbishop Spalding. So it'll be the first time we see the Lakers go to work offensively today. George Inslee slings it over to Lincoln Herring. Lots of top talent on this Boys Latin roster. Led offensively by Matthew Higgins, the future Maryland Terrapin, and Spencer Ford, the other future Maryland Terrapin, who both come in today with 13 goals on the year. Herring trying to get wide. Slings it out to Sidnor. Connor Sidnor steps back. He's got Moss all over him. Moss pushing him back, and Sidnor ends up throwing it away. He was looking for Liam White. Couldn't find him. Airmailed out of bounds. Hopper quickly clears it ahead to Kaufman. Kaufman thought we might see the show, but he backs it off. Ball on the turf. Battle for the ground ball, and it's going to go the other way. Scooped up in transition. Very nicely done by Bryce Barrett, the sophomore. And Boys Latin with another possession to try to draw level. So a few chances offensively squandered by the Cavaliers in the early going as they try to make an early statement. They do have the 1-0 lead, but a couple of turnovers mixed in there as well. Now from back behind at X. Move made by Higgins. Higgins push back. Grayson Dunn giving him no quarter. Inslee trying to get in front. Bounces it home. George Inslee, his first of the game, his 10th of the season, and it's 1-1 with 9:51 to play in the first quarter. Inslee with just a good, smart dodge. Gets right in front of the cage. The bounce right into the top corner. 1-1 game. As you see on your screen, the Lakers enter 4-1 on the season, coming off their only loss of the year, a barn burner last Wednesday against Malvern Prep, an 8-7 defeat. And Criswell might have inadvertently taken out the legs. And, yeah, the flag's going to come out for the push. So Spalding with the opportunity to clear and have a possession. And if they don't convert, they're going to go man up. They'll get the clear first. And a little bit of trouble. Dunn, he finds the help he needed. It's Jake Wolf. Before that, loss to Malvern Prep. Boys Latin had wins over Gonzaga, St. Andrews, and St. Thomas Aquinas on the road, as well as a home win against St. John's of D.C. 40, so lots of time on the possession clock and the penalty coming. Mollett operating from behind the cage. Goal line extended, now drifts in front, sends it back up top to Wolf. Of course, Cavaliers can use as much time as they want. Wolf shoots low, not on target, and they'll go on the man up for the first time tonight. So the push will be a 30-second penalty. Mollett will pick it up and have it off of the restart. Duncan Barnes, the future Delaware Blue Hen, serving the penalty for the Lakers. Mollett in front to Matassa, right back to Mollett. Now drifting all the way out, Wilbur. Connor Wilbur to the near side. Newell steps into it, not on target. Backup is there, still 13 seconds on the possession clock. Five seconds remaining on the penalty. Newell, the skip pass. Mollett, the extra pass. And Gordy Bennett chooses not to force it. The penalty will come up, still 30 on the possession clock. Oh, great pass underneath, but not quite enough angle there for Matassa to capitalize. Boys Latin bench fired up by the penalty kill. Cavaliers still with the opportunity to convert on the possession, however. 12 seconds. Mollett drifts back. It's a couple of moves. It's got to do something. Mollett tries to feed it up top, and it's picked off. That was going nowhere. Lincoln Herring, that was Nick Chan, the senior, the future Towson Tiger, who comes away with it. And it's Lakers ball again with a chance to take their first lead of the day. Boys Latin under the direction of Brian Farrell. Ryan Kelly slips it underneath. Now Higgins from the near sideline. Matthew Higgins, one of the top players in the A conference. Back to Ryan Kelly. Kelly with a couple of fakes. Down to 30 on the possession clock. Higgins trying to get free. Dumps it underneath, and it's picked off. Right in front, Robbie Hopper in transition. Big-time play from Robbie Hopper. He's a big-time player. That's why he's going to play in the ACC. Approaching the midway point of this first quarter. 1-1 game, Spalding and Boys Latin in the A Conference opener for both teams. Connor Wilbur, and now finally Kaufman will come racing off. And an opportunity to take advantage in the sub game. Extra pass. Ben Duffy had a step. Cavaliers can't do anything with it. Wilbur sends it back out to Moss. Now Matassa makes his move. Matassa shoved off his line. Leading scorer for the Cavaliers, 14 goals on the year, Joey Matassa. Under 20. Seen some long possessions now for Spalding in this first quarter. Matassa trying to get free. Trying to dig in, find any amount of room, and he dives. What's the call? No goal. Crease. No goal. Love the effort. They said he stepped in first, or from here, actually, he might have ended up in the secondary crease. See it, a little bit closer angle. Yeah, all the way in. There's an argue. We'll watch it one more time. Yeah, you could argue that he was pushed in. Certainly could by Cole Quenzer. Timeout, 5:24 remaining in the first quarter. 1-1 game. Spalding and Boys Latin tied here in this A-Conference opener. Boys Latin today, then the Cavaliers will host Loyola Blakefield on Friday as they truly throw themselves into A-Conference play. Unpleasant day in the Baltimore area. There have been an awful lot of those. These flowers better look nice in May. Weather has been brutal last week or so. I was told there was going to be a spring. I feel misled. Instead of spring, we've gotten Seattle, which is not what I signed up for. I can see Sean Hatley off to my left. Hey, Sean, what have you thought about the first 6 minutes and change of the first quarter? You want to yell your analysis? I would not be opposed to you having a headset down. Sean has unfortunately had to pitch in as public address announcer. That's unfortunate not just for me, but for everyone who has to hear his public addressing here at Whittles Field. Sean thinks I should give him a B-. I mean, I grade on a curve, so I'll give you that. Andrew Scally is not here because he's too good-looking for that. He said, I'm sorry, there was a meeting of the good-looking people. I cannot join you. Out of the timeout. Boys Latin ball. From up top, Liam White dodging left, running shot. Newman gets it, but didn't hold on to it. Dunn there to pick up the ground ball. Great save from Newman. Came in today having stopped 52.8% of the shots that he has faced this season. Gets that one. In transition, trouble, and that one's thrown away. Moss is falling down, looking for Matassa to try to be bailed out in that spot. Another turnover. So some turnover troubles for the Cavaliers in this first quarter. Boys Latin goalie is Will Onmacht, the senior who is headed to play at Notre Dame. Coming in today, 51 saves, having stopped 62% of the shots that he has faced. 4.5 remaining. Impressed by the Spalding defense so far in this one. Offensively, got to have a few less wasted possessions, and that's the broadcaster curse. Lincoln Herring. No, that's Sidnor. Yeah, it must be Lincoln Herring. I was right the first time, and it's his first of the season. I have to apologize. We were not sent full stats for Boys Latin, so I'm not sure which goal that is on the year for Lincoln Herring. The junior midfielder who's headed to play at Yale. But he gets his first of the day to put the Lakers in front 2-1. And a face-off violation, this time going the other way. First of the first half for Boys Latin, after they take their first lead of the afternoon. Spalding ball with 4 minutes to play. And now we see the Lakers extend their defense out. Good move. Wolf shakes free. It'll work its way back to Mollett. Mollett trying to get free in front. He does, and he shoots high and scores. Second of the day for Brady Mollett. 10th of the year. We're tied back up at 2 apiece. 3:43 remaining in quarter number 1. Lot of heat. Perfect placement from Mollett just under that top bar. 2-2 game. Back to the dot we go. And what's been a great matchup so far. And Criswell again able to get the better of it. Working against Parker Hoffman. Criswell another face-off win. 3.5 minutes to play in the quarter. Spalding looking to retake the lead. And Gordy Bennett running with the second midfield today. Bennett drops it off to Matassa. Now it works its way back around to Mollett again. Mollett's hot in the early going, but won't even get the opportunity to keep that one going. Moving pick, gives it back. Both teams have cleared successfully today, and that continues with the good individual effort by Michael Meredith. But, yeah, that one worked backwards and under the 60-second clock. Once it's past 60, you can't go back to the other side of the field. So it would have been a successful clear, but ultimately it belongs to the Cavaliers. Meredith, the senior, who's headed to play at Jacksonville for the Dolphins, probably because he's sick of days like this. Duffy gives it back. Landon Adelman out there with that next group. Slings it back to Mollett. Mollett up top to Duffy. Duffy drops it off for Matassa. Matassa trying to get going. And paying him an awful lot of attention. Nick Chan all over him. Now Gordy Bennett. Down to 23 on the possession clock. Bennett not open, just enough to get his hands free. 20 seconds remaining on the possession clock off the restart. Mollett again making an individual move. Does not shoot this time. Adelman chooses not to pull the trigger either. Down under 10 seconds. Bennett going to have to make something happen. Bennett tries to force it into the middle. There's the loose ball. Matassa can't get to it in time. Shot clock would have expired. In fact, the officials are going to say it did expire. And they'll have to come back. Or is it an offside? They're giving the ball back. The officials are talking about it now. See, there was a helmet that came off. You cannot play in that situation. Got to come off. So, because of that, Spalding gets bailed out and gets the ball back. Newell tries to make his move. Down to Matassa. And a work back to Mollett again. And again, some issues for Spalding. Picks. And just a number of empty possessions. Possessions where they're not even getting quality looks has been significant in this first quarter. Under a minute to play. Barnes throws it away. Neither team particularly sharp. 2-2 game. Obviously, two good defenses, too. I don't want to take anything away, but some unforced errors. Newman thought about making the long pass. Blair works his way back to him. Now Blair will race off. Cavaliers set up, presumably trying to hold for the final-ish shot of the quarter. 30 seconds remaining. Newell slings it back behind to Mollett. Mollett. Now Matassa thrown away again. 9 seconds left. Still time here for Boys Latin if they can push. Spalding will try to pressure, make life a little bit more difficult for Liam White. White, long pass. Schoenwetter has it. 5 seconds now as Higgins makes his move and tries to make a daring pass in front. Can't connect. That's how the quarter comes to a close. At the end of one, Spalding 2, Boys Latin 2. You're watching the A Conference opener. This is Archbishop Spalding Lacrosse.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding, it laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and then transitions directly onto the field where that consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
Start of the second quarter here at Whittles Field. Spalding and Boys Latin tied at 2 apiece. Hey, Sean, yell down some analysis of the defense so far. What'd you think?
They've been playing solid one-on-one defense.
Sean Hatley says that the Cavaliers have been playing solid one-on-one defense. I would say, Sean, maybe for the rest of the quarter, just like put some notes on a piece of paper and then fling it to me paper airplane style, and I'll read it on the broadcast here in quarter number 2. 2-2 game at the start of the second quarter. Teams switch sides. Cavaliers will be moving right to left on your internet dial. Glenn Clark, and you've asked for more of me. You've demanded it, so we finally listened and given you exactly what you wanted. Parker Hoffman taking it all the way in himself, and then the check at the last second. La Rochelle right there. Good job making sure he didn't allow Parker Hoffman to get a shot off. And, yeah, I'm not sure about that call for offside. So a little bit of transition trouble. The Cavaliers bench not happy about the call. And from up here, didn't look right either, but I'm up here, they're down there. You know, it's that whole thing. I don't get to make the calls, which is probably for the best. White sends it back behind to X. Boys Latin trying to get in front. Higgins, not a lot of room there, tries to stuff it into the top corner. Sails high, backup is there, 47 seconds remaining on the possession clock. Sidnor drops it to Spencer Ford. He'll get it right back. Playing pitch and catch with Liam White. To the near side, Sidnor. Cavaliers going into a zone defense. Sidnor slings it back to X. Defender hung up. Lakers don't attempt to do anything with it. Just keep it moving. Down to 15 on the possession clock. Sidnor up top, and Robbie Hopper gets it out, but I think he made some helmet contact in the process. So closing seconds of the shot clock. Wow, what a delivery. Matthew Higgins. First of the game. 14th of the season for the future Maryland Terrapin. Higgins puts Boys Latin back in front, 3-2 with 10:22 remaining in the quarter. And that penalty will stay on Hopper. So it's a full minute man down, and the more troubling part, it's a man down at the faceoff dot. So you're asking a lot of Criswell right now. No advantage on the wing. Can he get to it? It's there. Looking for some help. Huge ground ball, and it's going to go the way of the Lakers. Well, it was for briefly, and now ultimately it does as White comes away with it. So man up for 60 seconds, still 38 of that remaining. After that prolonged tussle for the ground ball, give Criswell credit. The chances were there. Did a great job of battling at the dot. Cavaliers simply couldn't take advantage of it. 3-2 game. Neither team has led by more than one goal so far. Lakers trying to change that right now. Sidnor, the extra pass, and big time heat from TJ Shaw, the freshman. Extra man opportunity converted. TJ Shaw scoring his first of the day. And so for the first time in the contest, a little bit of separation. Boys Latin moving in front 4-2. Sean Hatley says, don't let 2 turn into 3. Big ground ball for Robbie Hopper, but what a snag. Nick Chan stepping through, read that perfectly, picks it off. So initially some good work from a Hopper, maybe a little bit too lackadaisical with the pass. Chan, very heady play. And as Sean Hatley warned, now an opportunity for Boys Latin to indeed turn 2 into 3. Sean Hatley actually also told me, then don't turn 3 into 4. He's trying to prove that he knows his remedial math. He can count to 10, and we are very proud of Sean. He said he ran out of fingers, so that's where he's left off. Higgins from the corner. Big spot for the Cavaliers defense. Want to keep this a tight game. Mentally, the difference between 2 and 3 ends up being quite significant. Sidnor around the screen. Sidnor loading up, doesn't pull the trigger. Passed in front, but good job by Kaufman of just pushing that far enough away that there was less on the shot. Newman able to make the save, but he couldn't get the rebound. So Inslee does trigger a shot clock reset. I talk for a living, easy for me to say. Lakers possession continues. The Cavaliers have been doing an awful lot of defending in this second quarter. Dunn trying to stay with Higgins. Down to 30 again on the possession clock. White. Hopper staying all over him. Oh, and White maybe a little bit banged up. He's staying out there, however. Not really sure exactly what Inslee was trying to do with that pass. 10 seconds left on the possession clock. Lakers running out of time. White gets free, shoots wide, but a flag comes out. You can see La Rochelle frustrated. Moss heads over. 7:12 remaining in the second quarter. A second extra man chance for the Lakers. And yeah, this feels like a much needed timeout. Extra man opportunity coming for Boys Latin, leading 4-2. You see Coach Evan Hockle, his staff, trying to figure out what kind of answer they need to get the ball to the other side of the field, as it has been to our right for the better part of these 5 minutes, not quite 5 minutes here in the second quarter. A conference opener for the Cavaliers. They scored first, took less than 30 seconds to get on the board. One, tied it up to a piece, and then last 2 goals have been scored by the Lakers to get them back in front. So far, Brady Mollett, the only player to score for Archbishop Spalding. Some turnovers and moving screens. Those have been the issues for the Cavaliers in this first half. Boys Latin man up for a second time. 30 seconds. Robbie Hopper serving the penalty. Ticking towards the midway point of this second quarter. Higgins back at X. Down to 10 seconds remaining on the penalty. Higgins feeds it in front. Ooh, that was a slam dunk attempt. And Grayson Dunn a little bit fortunate there because there was a bit extra on the shot he gave Sidnor. And they are going to call loose ball push. So reset the clock. It was very close. So this is the possession that never ends. New 60 for the Lakers to work with. Spalding trying to dig deep. Keep this going, and what a play. La Rochelle gets it on the turf, and the ground ball picked up by Andrew Reese. And then they throw it away. And they're going to take another timeout. Well, it looks like actually Boys Latin might have taken this timeout with 6:06 remaining, which frankly is probably a gift for the Cavaliers given how long they've been defending. I didn't jot down when this possession began, but if I had to guess, I would say the Boys Latin has had the ball for 172 minutes. I feel like that's how long it's been. Sean, did you write down, you're the PA announcer, did you write down how long this possession has been when Boys Latin started with it? Think it's been a legitimate shot? Yeah, Sean says the clock's been reset 3 times. The penalty, the loose ball push. There was a save early on. It has gone on forever. But all you can say over in the huddle is dig back in. You just got to keep doing your job. And it's Cavaliers defense that's been largely very good this season. Asking an awful lot of them at the moment. 6:06 remaining in the second quarter. And jog back out on the field. Even strength. They did kill off the penalties, so they'll feel some momentum from that. But the momentum of the penalty kill met with a dejection of having gotten the stop, but not being able to get the ball back. Cavaliers again into that zone look. Works its way back to Inslee. Inslee has 2 defenders creeping towards the post. Feeds it in front. Not a lot of angle, and Newman able to deny Herring. That is appealing when you have that cutter coming across, but running out of room. And a long pass. Ooh, very nicely done. Dylan Newell. I feel like that would not have been popular if Connor Wilbur had taken that shot. I mean, if he scored, it's one thing. But if he takes that shot and doesn't score after they've been defending for a half a quarter, that might have been a rough moment. So, smart decision. Run some offense. Try to get yourself back into this game. Jake Wolf around the screen. Both defenders started to go with him. Matassa trying to make a move. How do they get him going? Matassa pops it up top to Newell. Newell, but a flag does come out. It was away from the ball. Looks like a cross check. It's going to go against Cole Quenzer. Cole Quenzer headed to play at Mount St. Mary's, and I think everyone in this booth can agree that will make him the greatest player to ever play on this field that ever went on to play at Mount St. Mary's. Can't think of anyone else. "60-second penalty. It was not on Quenzer. My apologies. It was on Bryce Barrett, the sophomore. Cavaliers not able to convert in their first extra man opportunity. Wilbur did well to just snag that and keep possession. Down to 30 seconds. Wilbur to the middle, turn around. Oh, great save on Mock, denying Wolf. Still 10 seconds to kill on the penalty. That was pretty good execution. That was a good look. Just not a goal. And Boys Latin will take their second time out here with 3:44 remaining in the first half. Mentioned lots of D1 talent. You've already heard a lot of those names called, like Quenzer, Matthew Higgins, Parker Hoffman, Lincoln Herring. Connor Sidnor is headed to play at Air Force. John Stubbs at Monmouth. Duncan Barnes, Brady Wisloski, both headed to Delaware. Liam White to Ohio State. Colin Kenny to Merrimack. Drew Weiberg to UMBC. Garrett Held, Navy. Schoenwetter to Marquette. Marcus Acevedo to Queens. Those are just the D1 commits on this Boys Latin roster. Both rosters obviously littered with high-level talent. That's the way it works in the A Conference. Right now, Boys Latin sort of clamping down on Archbishop Spalding. Looking to try to get a little separation here. And that's, again, I imagine one of the things being discussed in the huddle on the Cavaliers sideline is, hey, everything feels bad at the moment, but it's a 2-goal game. There's still no real separation at this point. Dig in, go back to work, get your stop, go convert, 1-goal game. Just asking a lot of the defense in this second quarter. Not a lot of possession for the Cavaliers. Lakers trying to break this open a little bit here before the half. Out of the timeout. It'll be Sidnor. Up top, White. Back to Sidnor. As they continue moving it, they have Spencer Ford posted up inside. And that's a gift. You take that. Lakers throw it away. Newman, good touch pass. Gets the clear to Hopper. Hopper slings it back behind. And a little bit different as we see Swiderski was back at X, but now Mollett will drift back. Cavaliers make their final couple of subs and go to work. Still looking for their first goal of the second quarter, trailing 4-2 with under 3 minutes to play in the half. Wolf trying to get free. Second defender comes, he moves it in front. Swiderski, extra pass, loading up. Oh, not quite on target from Wilbur. .25 seconds remaining on the possession clock. Wilbur, who's been primary distributor, team high 15 assists on the season. Oh, an extra pass nicely underneath the Swiderski, who couldn't finish. How about the save from Onmacht? And then off the rebound opportunity, the crease sends it the other way. Boy, the boys Latin goalie stepping up big time. The extra man save. Now that from point blank range. Under 2 minutes remaining. Got to give the Cavaliers defense credit. They have kept this team in the game despite being on the field for the better part of the quarter. Boys Latin, they have not panicked. They have been very determined in their offensive possessions, but they're going to throw it away. Stubbs was looking for a hurling. That next midfield out there, he was actually looking for Shaw. Moss able to pick it up. Now Kaufman thinking about it. We know he's capable. 3 goals, 3 assists on the season. I am intrigued by what we might be about to witness. Nope. I feel robbed. Swiderski. Kaufman's still not coming off just yet. Not commanding attention either. Let's see. Kaufman trying to put the moves on. Defended by Ford. You want to keep the offensive player hung up. Oh, how about that bomb? Come on! Jamison Kaufman. The D-Midi. From Caitlin Clark range. Watch it again. Just step down. Buzzes right underneath the bar. Jamison Kaufman. Lifting up his boys on the other side of the field. His 4th goal of the season. And with 28 seconds left in the half, some momentum here for the Cavaliers. Criswell had it. That's got to be a push, yeah. So 22 seconds left. Spalding with a chance to tie this up. And boy, that would whip this crowd and that sideline into a frenzy. 10 seconds, got to go. No time to waste. Newell trying to get free, not a lot of angle. Shoots right into the body of Onmacht. And that's how the half comes to a close. Spalding didn't have the ball a ton in the second quarter. It could be a lot worse. They're down by just 1 as Boys Latin leads 4-3 at the break. You're watching Archbishop Spalding Lacrosse.
The growth of this school is unbelievable to me. The opportunities that are afforded to these students, it's impressive.
The nature of our size impacts the growth because of the options that our size enables us to offer our students. We're very deliberate about knowing emerging trends. We have so many different academic programs. We have so many different co-curricular programs.
If there is anything that is of interest to you, all you need to do is ask.
And it's great to see how the school and the athletic facilities have improved over the years.
When I have friends who are alumni reach out to me and I tell them that there's now an engineering building, it tells you the health of the school, which is embodied by the people who make it up. That's why it's been so successful. That's why there's so many opportunities at this school.
I think I immediately knew when I came for that open house 7th grade that everything I had heard was true.
I didn't know what to expect because I'd never been to a Catholic school. I didn't know much about it.
It invited me into a lifetime of experiences that have been unforgettable.
The kids are passionate. You walk in, there's a little bit of electricity in the building. That's hard to describe. It's something that you feel.
I care about school now. I care about all of the people I'm surrounded with every day. I know that they care about me. And it's this sense of community that's enabled me to be able to push myself.
And grow through service. I feel like it made me a well-rounded human being.
I
I know that Spalding has everything here for all of my children, academically, emotionally, physically.
Whether it's clubs, whether it's sports, they're going to be leaders in and out of the classroom.
What I hope and pray is that at the end of your time at Spalding, you're going to remember how you felt, respected, included, and that you always felt one in Christ.
The opportunities afforded to these students just really speak to the success of this school. It's impressive.
It's more than just learning at school. Like, it's taught me how to treat people, how to grow in my faith, rather than just giving me an education and sending me off to college.
When you choose the Spalding experience, what you're getting is an environment that cares for the individual. This is a place where we welcome people home.
You're going to grow so much.
I know it may be nerve-wracking. This school is bigger than what you're probably used to.
This school, this community is truly like no other.
You will find innovation, a deepened faith life, family.
You're about to have a very crazy ride, but some of the best years of your life.
I still remember my first day.
We get to school, and my mom was like, "Don't be nervous," and I'm like, "I'm not nervous," but I was freaking out.
I really had no clue what I was walking into.
Everything was unknown and uncertain.
What if I don't find my friend group? What clubs am I gonna join? Did I bring my lunchbox?
Each step that I took closer, I could feel my heart race, this mixture of anticipation and excitement, the fear of the unknown.
From the moment stepping on campus, I immediately knew everything I had heard was true.
I found what I was looking for.
A lifetime of experiences that have been unforgettable.
High school is where you figure out who you are. And Spalding cares about that.
Academics, activities, there's something here for everybody.
Whatever it is that you are looking for, we'll provide it for you.
The most challenging, relevant, cutting-edge programs, the International Baccalaureate Project lead the way.
You look at the students, they're leaders. They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually. It starts in the classroom and then transitions directly onto the field.
The community here is one that genuinely cares about each other.
We celebrate together. We all feel the school spirit.
That we all come together on faith.
We are truly the embodiment of one in Christ.
The two questions that we answer with every decision that's made here: do we support the mission? Are we caring for our students? Yes, of course, calculus is important. Maybe you run a championship-winning team. But what I hope and pray is that our students remember how we made them feel, and that we made them feel respected, important, and that they very much felt a part and welcomed at Archbishop Spalding.
Take a deep breath.
You're going to grow so much.
You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you
become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
I still remember my first day.
You're going to grow so much.
You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you
become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
As you walk these halls, you'll find innovation, charity, adventure, creativity, endurance, guidance. And if you let them, these halls will take you anywhere.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding, it laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They're challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and it transitions directly onto the field where that consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
I still remember my first day.
You're going to grow so much.
You're going to be prepared for success in college and in life.
You will find a deepened faith.
Become a leader.
You're going to be pushed more than you ever have been before.
It's going to be difficult.
And this community will help you become the best version of yourself.
You're about to have some of the best days of your lives here.
And when you look back, you will realize you were always part of something bigger.
Getting out the car, walking to school, I was anxious, nervous.
It's a bigger school than I've ever been to. Didn't know any faces.
I remember sitting in that homeroom and feeling all of the nerves and the anticipation and excitement of what high school could bring. But I quickly found out that this was going to be not just my school, but my home.
Start of the second half, Archbishop Spalding trailing Boys Latin 4-3 in the A Conference opener. Hatley, get down here. Give me 20 seconds. You can do 20 seconds with me real quick. Come here. Put a headset on. Tell everybody what it is that Boys Latin has done well defensively to slow down Spalding and how the Cavaliers changed that here in the second half. Yeah. Oh, I got to turn your mic on. I got to figure out which one is you. Is that you? Talk. Yeah. Hi, Sean.
Yeah. Hey, so I actually don't – I mean, you got to give Boys Latin credit. They're playing good defense, but really I think Spalding is shooting themselves in the foot. They've had a lot of shots hitting the goalie right in the chest. They've missed – they've been throwing away the ball a few times.
Yeah.
I think they start getting a couple on cage in some good spots. I think some of these start falling and – this easily could have been a 6-4 game, Spalding over BL. But I think Spalding needs to keep doing what they're doing. They're getting some looks. They just gotta work on their shooting and see if they can put a few away.
Do you think they might be rattled by the disappointing performance of the public address announcer today?
I think they definitely are not getting pumped up by the music choices as well as the lack of enthusiasm.
Love you, buddy. You're doing a heck of a job. That's Sean Hatley. First possession of the second half for Spalding, trying to tie the game back up. Connor Wilbur feeds it back up top. Down to 20 on the possession clock is Jack Newell. They've had a couple of looks. They've seemed reluctant. He gets double, works his way through it, but didn't have anything on the shot. Boy, felt like he deserved better after he won that first matchup in transition. Danger time, but no. How about that from Jake Wolf? Seeing everybody go both ways today. Oh, nice idea on the behind-the-back pass, but Mollett not able to get it. Able to come up with a ground ball. Goalie out of the cage. Mollett feeds it up top. Long pole. No. What a job by Onmach getting back into place. So a frenetic start to this third quarter. What could have been for the Cavaliers, and an offsides will give it right back to them. So sloppy. Here's Kaufman, head full of steam. Kaufman looking like Pat Ricard barreling down. Kaufman again at the moment had the matchup, thought they might try to keep the offensive player on defensively, but they'll have Kaufman peel off. It was Inslee who was out there. Moss makes his move, gets free but can't get the shot on target. Tough angle. 44 still on the possession clock. Brody Moss. Down to 40 on the possession clock. Oh, in a pile up. Mollett does well to just keep that alive. Find some help in Gordy Bennett. Bennett feeds up top. Moss, light on the shot, but not on target. 21 seconds remaining on the possession clock. And down. Did not see what happened there. I believe it's Mollett. Yeah, it's Mollett. So a timeout. Mollett able to hop back up. The sophomore. 2 goals in the first half. 10 on the season. 25 points. And Mollett hobbling a little bit. He'll head towards the sideline. Looks like doesn't look serious. That's the good news. Of course, I am not a doctor, nor did I stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Bennett. Back behind the X, down to 7 on the possession clock. Got to make something happen. Wolf, running shot right into the stick of Onmacht. To the listener who texted into the broadcast to ask if Sean Hatley and I were, quote, going steady, the answer is he wishes. Invited me out to a nice dinner, stuck me with the bill. Eight minutes to play in the third. That feed knocked down. The behind-the-back opportunity. Inslee trying to come up with some sort of angle. Lakers fortunate to hang on to the ball. Under 30 on the possession clock. Cavaliers defensively up to the challenge today. Herring dodging left. Gives it up. Higgins trying to make something happen in front. White under 10 on the possession clock. White gets around Hopper, running shot behind the cage. Backup sends it the other way. Probably wouldn't have mattered. There were 3 seconds left on the possession clock anyway. Big defensive stand for the Cavaliers. Can they turn the defense into offense? Matassa is the one that just hasn't been able to get going today. 14 goals, 8 assists on the season, but scoreless so far. Newell Gordy Bennett. He's got the short stick. Liam White, he's got the matchup. Newell being shoved back by White, moves it back over to Bennett. Bennett trying to sneak it through, but again unmocked. Boy, he has been great these last 2 quarters. Now coming in further out of the cage, try to help in the clear. Works to the opposite side. They make sure they're on sides, and Michael Meredith brings it over. Yeah, Sean Hatley says, not the shot you're looking for there from Bennett. Need more quality shots. I'm starting to think that perhaps the reason why the score is lower today is because they didn't want to hear Sean Hatley's announcements. So they agreed. Yeah, let's keep this a low-scoring affair. Ford drops it off to Higgins. Higgins has Dunn right on his hip, trying to get free, and Dunn gets it out. Tracked down. Stubbs keeps possession for Boys Latin, but how about Grayson Dunn? Now from back behind, Ford, again, trying to make a move. And at the end of the shot clock, he forces one towards the goal. Routine save for Newman. Big pile up, contact up high. Spencer Ford way, way, way out of control. That's dangerous. Fortunately, Moss is okay. We're going to watch this hit one more time because he unloads. Oh, unfortunately. See the shot again. Just kind of pushing it in the direction of the goal. It will be a full 2-minute unreleasable. So a big moment here for the Cavaliers. Ford called for the cross-check to the head. And the opportunity for them to flip this game on its head. Oh for 2 so far today on the extra man. Now it's Mollett that's posted up. They'll invert, come back the opposite way. Step down for Wolf. A little bit high. Mollett there for the backup. Good news that Mollett was only out briefly. I guess they might be talking about whether or not the goalie got a piece of that. If so, it would trigger a shot clock reset. If not, it would stay at 27. Officials talking about it. And so far, no signal to change it. Nope. I see what happened there. The clock read 27. It should have read 47. It was only reset to 60, not reset to 80. So they get that corrected. Ball dropped by Wolf. Big ground ball here. And it comes away to the Lakers and Nick Chan. Critical error. Cavaliers got to try to pressure. Double, get this ball back. Good clear. Too big a spot. Lakers would have the ability to run the rest of the time off this penalty. Hopper trying to get the ball back out on the turf. Boys Latin supporters who made the trick. Trying to fire their guys up. Grayson Dunn trying to extend. Right now they're not sending the second defender. Don't want to allow it to generate any offense the other way. And Boys Latin appears plenty content to take the bulk of this possession. Just 10 seconds remaining on the penalty. They would have about 7 seconds on the other side if they kill it all off. Spalding's troubles on extra man continue. They're going to fall to 0 for 3 on the day. Closing seconds of the possession, and they won't even get a shot off. Higgins tried to force something late. So the Cavaliers get it back, but a 2-minute man advantage that nets just one shot. Hopper in some trouble. Goes ahead and takes care of business himself, eluding 3 maroon shirts. And another flag out. Kaufman again out there. Ooh, nearly doing a split. That hurt me from up here. Another flag on the opposite side of the field. So the field is tilting a little bit here in the third quarter, but can the Cavaliers take advantage and cash in? Malik goes up high, pulls down the pass. Good to have Malik back out on the field. Down to 20 on the possession clock. Malik's got the short stick. Couple of fakes. Now they are able to switch. They get the ball out on the turf. No, still not picked up. Matassa trying to find it. And it's Wolf who comes away with it, but just 5 seconds left on the possession clock. And another flag. Good shot. Boy, that could have been another. Jeez. This might take a second. 1:37 remaining in the third quarter. Cavaliers going to go back on the man up. There was the initial offsides. And that was the only call. Apparently, it was just 2 different flags that came out for the same call, and that's going to be it. So just the 30-second penalty. Fourth man-up opportunity for the Cavaliers today. Can this be the one they cash in? They've held the Lakers silent here in the third quarter. Matassa steps in, not particularly close to Cage, and the Cage starts looking really small when the opposing goalie's making saves the way that Onmacht has made some saves today. 10 seconds remaining. That one way too high from Mollett. Shooter seeming a little rattled. Closing seconds of the penalty. Not going to force anything. Penalty comes up. Newell gets a good look. He can't get it on Cage. So 0 for 4 now on the extra man today for the Cavaliers. 1:03 remaining in the quarter. Still just a 1-goal game. $18 on the possession clock. Trying to dump it in front. Onmacht read it the entire way. Bennett gets it to Newell. Newell ties it up. Jack Newell. First of the day. 9th of the season. From Matassa. Newell from Matassa. 4-4 game. 46 seconds remaining in the third. Took a while to keep rapping at the cellar door, but Cavaliers able to bang it down now. All that work. It's a tie game. Closing seconds of the third. Ground ball there. Face-off win completed by Duncan Barnes. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Lakers have not scored in the third. Have not scored since about the midway point of the second. Another stop for the Cavaliers. They would feel an awful lot of momentum going into the fourth. Couple of moves for White. And the shot not on Cage. From Herring, back up, goes the other way. 9 seconds. Would have to go in a hurry. La Rochelle's going to toss it down. He's got a target. He's got Moss. They've got a chance. 4 seconds. Moss, is not going to really get a shot off. Just couldn't decide what to do with it as the seconds were ticking down. But the Cavaliers able to get things square again. 4-4 at the end of 3. Fourth quarter coming up. You're watching Archbishop Spalding Lacrosse.
Hallmarks of a Spalding athlete. Are they able to compete at the highest level possible? Spalding is positioned very uniquely because they are in one of the best leagues in the state. When they're competing at a high level, that's big time.
It was always known as a great academic school, but we wanted to build a full-rounded school for student athletes. And we knew that they could get to where they're at today.
Since I've graduated from high school, I've watched the campus grow astronomically. Spalding, it laid a foundation for my understanding of teamwork, friendship, and things that were so much bigger than what happened on the basketball court.
They were challenging themselves academically and spiritually, and then transitions directly onto the field. That consistency molds and shapes everybody that's involved.
The future of Spalding athletically is strong and vibrant, and I'm excited for our Cavs.
You expect great battles when you get into A-Conference play, and we've had one here today. Archbishop Spalding, Boys Latin tied up at 4 as we start the fourth quarter. Most separation either team saw was when Boys Latin took an early 4-2 lead in the second quarter. Since then, they have not scored. Spalding suffocating defensively. Criswell wins the face-off. Robbie Hopper thinking about it, makes the extra pass. Shot deflected on the way in. Matassa looked like he had a good look, but impacted the last second. The good news for the Cavaliers, they're going to go on the extra man again. The bad news is they're 0 for 4 in the extra man. Illegal body check called on Nick Chan. So a 5th extra man opportunity today for the Cavaliers. 60 seconds with a chance to go in front here in the fourth. Momentum has shifted back to their side. Bench would come unglued if they can convert here. Bennett underneath. Wolf probably had a decent look. Couldn't contort his body quickly enough. Mollett, he scored the first 2 of the day. He's been held in check since then. Good pass outside, and there it is. Matassa from Wolf. Touch pass from Wolf leads to the first extra man goal of the day for the Cavaliers. Real quick movement. Low to low. Matassa, his first of the game, his 15th of the season. Spalding back in front. Their first lead since the first quarter. It's 5-4. Much quicker win for Hoffman. He pushes it ahead. Grayson Dunn trying to slow that down, does. Forces a more difficult angle. Spencer Ford can't get the shot on Cage. So Boys Latin trying to end their lengthy scoring drought. The better part of 2 quarters since they've gotten on the board. Spalding defense has been up to the task. You think about that second quarter where Boys Latin held the ball for like the majority of the quarter, but only came away with the 2 goals. Spalding's defense keeping the team in it, allowing them the time to work their way back in front. Kaufman's hung up. Lakers trying to get a screen, get a cut, and an easy chance in front. Instead, making the move himself. Newman able to deny the shot attempt from Higgins, but the ground ball wasn't picked up. Oh, what a save by Newman! Denying Ford. That looked like easy money. Kaufman in transition. Oh, the pass a little behind Brady Mollett. So all that momentum for the Cavaliers. Lakers able to get it right back. Jacob Newman, have a day. Cavaliers defenders get a second to catch their breath. Lakers trying to engage again. Trailing 5-4, 9.5 remaining. Running shot, Newman denies White. Outlet pass, hops up to Robbie Hopper. Moss thought about going right back to him. Right now, Kaufman and Hopper out there. Now Hopper will come off, and doesn't look like they're going to try to force the issue with Kaufman, despite the fact that he, again, now they are going to keep him on in the sub game. He's got the advantage, and from behind, that one knocked free. Schoenwetter able to slow that down. Long outlet pass from Onmacht. He connects with Sidnor. Cavaliers now have had a couple of chances to try to separate here in the fourth quarter. They haven't been able to take advantage of. Ticking to 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter of a 1-goal game. Higgins, Grayson Dunn bearing down on him. Kelly and now Stubbs. Stubbs trying to get free. Oh, a path in front and diving and scoring. Matthew Higgins gets the game level again. One step from Higgins was all he needed, and somehow deftly keeping himself from allowing his momentum to carry him into the crease. Higgins, second goal today, 15th of the season. The long drought over for the Lakers. 7:48 to play in the fourth. It's a 5-5 game, and a quick face-off win for Hoffman all the way inside, and Hoffman puts Boys Latin in front. They didn't score for the better part of 2 quarters. Now they've scored 2 in the span of 10 seconds. Funny sport. Hoffman's first of the game, his third of the season. Boys Latin back in front 6-5. Momentum can change in a hurry. Momentum in this sport about as good as your next face-off result. And a big one here, Criswell trying to swing it back. Still on the turf, picked up by Hoffman. Hoffman pushes it ahead. And they're not going to force the issue this time. Cavaliers able to get back in the hole. Now, a critical defensive possession. Flying in, Newman able to deny Inslee. Ground ball picked up by Dunn. Dunn pushes it ahead to Kaufman. He'll slow up. More work to do, more chapters to be written in this story. Approaching the midway point of the fourth quarter. Defender hung up. Mollett surveys. Thought he might have had Wilbur. Doesn't pull the trigger. Mollett choosing not to force anything. Oh, he had Swiderski. Instead goes the other way, and they're going to turn it over. Swiderski had just cut free in front. Lakers get it back. You can feel the intensity of the moment. A conference play brings just an additional sense of significance. Inslee has Kaufman hung up. Inslee surveys. Down to 35 on the possession clock. Inslee now wants to make a move himself. And, boy, what's the call going to be here? I'm going to say Kaufman came up high. Thought it was a good shove, but with 5:31 remaining in the fourth, another critical moment. Third extra man opportunity. Kaufman called for the 1-minute penalty. One for two so far today on the extra man for the Lakers. Sidnor sends it back behind. TJ Shaw scored that extra man goal. Higgins, Hopper extended out to him. Higgins able to race into safety. 25 seconds left on the penalty. No shots so far. Sidnor was looking maybe for the skip pass there. That would have been daring. 6 seconds. Sidnor back up top. Now to work underneath, and the turnaround for Inslee with 1 second left. Ooh, that could be back-breaking. Inslee from Higgins. Inslee's second of the game, his 11th on the season. Boys Latin matches their largest lead of the game. They've scored 3 straight here in the fourth quarter, thanks in large part to face-off wins. And with that 1 second remaining on the penalty, it's unreleasable. So still the wing advantage for this face-off. Now quickly, oh wow, what a big-time win. Criswell, he's in trouble. Oh, swims through. Splits 2 defenders. Thought maybe Evan Hockel would take the timeout. Now he will. So with 4:21 remaining in the fourth quarter, timeout. First of the second half for Archbishop Spalding. Hatley, get over here. Sean, come tell the people something. What do the Cavaliers need to do here? This momentum has shifted the other way in this fourth quarter.
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, got you.
I'm going to follow up on what I said earlier, is they are getting the shots, but the shot quality is not there, right? They're hitting the goalie in the stick. They're missing the cage. I mean, they missed him on several shots. They have to start putting it in good spots where they can actually put themselves in a position to get it in the cage.
It feels like, for the most part, you would say the defense has done their job today?
Defense is done, I think, pretty much as much as they can at this point. It's Boys Latin is getting some extended offensive possessions, and it's really hard on a defense when you're just constantly having to play. I mean, when you're playing defense for 2 minutes, 3 minutes at a time, you're going full speed, it's definitely difficult to keep going.
This might be your finest hour, pulling double duty like this. This reminds me of the time that Corey Matthews had to be at Topanga's 16th birthday party and Vader's wrestling match at the arena in Philadelphia on the same night. That is just absolutely spectacular work from our buddy Sean Hatley. All right, out of the timeout. Cavaliers ball, got to convert. Boys Latin now 2 for 3 on the extra man today. Possessions feeling critical. Newell makes a great move, gets in front, denied. Onmocked with a tremendous save. The ground ball pops into the stick of Desi Rupp, the senior. Under 4 minutes left. And Boys Latin will take a timeout here with 3:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. Frustrating turn of events. Spalding got in front 5-4 here in the fourth. 3 straight goals scored by Boys Latin. But still lots of time if you get this stop. That's a huge if. If you don't get it, it's trouble time at that point. You get this stop, lots of time to get back into it. Reminder, this Friday, 4 o'clock, we'll be right back here at Whittles Field as the Cavaliers host the Dons of Loyola Blakefield. Then they head on the road next Tuesday for a date at Gilman before returning home to face St. Mary's 1 week from Friday. So that's what's ahead for Archbishop Spalding after today. Right now, what's ahead is a must-have defensive stop. 3:46 remaining. Both teams still with 1 timeout remaining here in the second half. Spalding on the wrong side of a 3-0 run in this fourth quarter. First ever A-conference game for Evan Hockel as a head coach. Work to do to try to get it in the wing column. You would imagine that the Lakers will not be in a hurry. 50 seconds. Inslee swings it back to Spencer Ford. Ford turns back, looks at the clock. Gives it to Higgins. Higgins. Back out to Herring. Down to 20 on the possession clock. Grayson Dunn gets back defensively. Oh, and Ford just kind of forces something on goal. No angle, not necessary. Newman with a fairly easy save. Kaufman in trouble. He slings the ball forward, trying to protect possession. And what? Oh, the ground ball was there to be had, but the yardstick check. And you can't play without your stick. Just the way it goes. Proves to be a massive check. 2.5 remaining. You give Kaufman credit. In trouble in that moment, the heads-up decision to just sling the ball down. And Newman comes up with another save. It's going to be a crease call anyway against Inslee. So Boys Latin, that's a huge gift from Inslee to kind of force the issue and not run some more clock. Hopper takes the clear himself. Cavaliers have to convert. 2 minutes remaining. They're going to take their second timeout to talk about it. And now the bad news there is it means if you find yourself in trouble, you can't call a timeout to protect possession. 1:55 remaining in the fourth. What's ahead for the Lakers after this one They return home on Friday to host Calvert Hall. Then they'll be at John Carroll 1 week from today. Right now, they're just trying to get this one across the finish line. Leading 7-5. Cavaliers ball out of the timeout. It's been a good battle at the face-off dot today. So, it flipped a little bit here in the fourth quarter. 3 straight face-off wins proved to be huge for Boys Latin, but it has not been dominant at the dot. The Cavaliers score here. They have every right to believe that they're going to get the ball back with a chance to tie. If they don't, if they turn it over, they will have to start doubling immediately. Cannot allow the time to be wasted. Out of the timeout. Swiderski. Now Mollett. And Newell. Jack Newell. Just scored what was at the time the go-ahead goal early in the fourth quarter. Matassa works free, doesn't pull the trigger. Now a good move in front, but Onmacht denies Wilbur. And the ground ball will go the other way. Arup able to pick it up. Cavaliers got to extend. They got to sell out to get the ball. And the strength shown by Schoenwetter to keep that alive. You can't wait. Goalie, of course, out of the crease. And now the double comes. White. Again, in these situations, the goal isn't the end of the world. The end of the world is if you don't see the ball again. Sidnor with Newman extending out to defend him. 45 seconds left. There's only about 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. That's lob back behind the cage. Great catch. Higgins smart enough to know no need to go score the goal. Again, in a weird way, that might help. And with 20 seconds left, time's going to run out, and there's the dagger. Sidnor gets one more. His first of the day, his 5th of the season. Boys Latin stepped up when they needed to in this fourth quarter. A 4th straight goal for the Lakers in the fourth with 17 seconds remaining. 8-5. Back to the dot. And race for the ground ball. Hoffman able to get it with 7 seconds left. That's how this one will come to a close. Boys Latin improves to 5-1 on the season. Archbishop Spalding drops to 5-3. The Lakers begin conference play with a win. The Cavaliers start 0-1 in the A Conference as Boys Latin comes away with an 8-5 victory here today. Thanks to everyone for joining us for this one. Don't forget, Friday afternoon, same time, 4 o'clock, we'll be back with you when the Cavaliers host Loyola Blakefield. Thanks to Paul Trey, the whole crew, Sean Hatley for helping out as much as he could this afternoon. For the entire team, I am Glenn Clark. Again, your final score here today, Boys Latin 8, Archbishop Spalding 5. You've been watching Cavaliers Lacrosse.